Today's video, oh my God. Today's video is sponsored by glowalkaline.com. I'm gonna leave that in the video, that's funny. Today's video is sponsored by glowalkaline.com. You guys already know, I've partnered with them before and the results were amazing. You guys loved it and I'm so glad you did. Now today they're going to be offering you two programs, two things you can use to help you on your spiritual journey. Now the first one is a free soul reading. You may be wondering, what is a soul reading? What is that? I'm pretty sure you've heard of psychics, crystal balls. You've heard of tarot cards, tarot decks. You go and use these things or go to people that do use these things in order to help figure out what your life circumstance is, to help get through a particular situation you're going through, or just because you're interested in it. Now, this free soul reading is very accurate. It's very easy. I've tested it for myself. It explained how I'm a lone wolf, how I'm not here to fit in, how I'm here to help humanity raise their vibration, and some more very personal things that I'm not going to name in this video. But I would say it's about 95% accurate. This is what you got to understand. It's free. It's free. So you're not at risk of anything. It's completely free. So if you are interested in that, if you want to have this free soul reading, it'll be the first link in the description. I'm going to label it, I'm going to name it, I'm going to make sure you know exactly where it is. It's going to be that first link. When you click that link, it's very easy for you to use it. Very easy. Put your name, put your birth date, click a button, boom. Okay? Now the second thing that they are offering you today, it deals with manifestation. Now I know a lot of you have heard people say, I'm going to manifest this, I'm going to manifest that. We create our own reality. This is what that means. We are vibrational beings. Everything that is in our life, we attract it to us through vibrations, okay? So in order for you to manifest something, you have to be the vibration of that what you want to manifest. Now what this program is going to do to you, it's going to help tune your brain to the right frequencies and to the right mindset and help your body get to the right vibration so you can attract that thing that you want. Now I encourage you, if you may be skeptical about this because you have to pay for this, go check out the reviews, and you will see how many people say, hey, this works, this works, this works. So go check out. Make sure you go check out those reviews, because you got to understand, frequencies greatly affect our body. 432 hertz, 440 hertz. I made a whole video on this. I'm going to be really brief. The music that you hear today, rap music, most of it, almost all of it, is 440. With 440, it triggers certain parts of your brain, certain emotional responses, not in a good way. It can make you moody, upset, angry. You'll notice how you're listening to a song, you're so pumped. Midway through the song, you're like, and then sometimes you just turn it off. That's because of the frequency that song is being played in, and that's being done for a reason. Now, moving on to 432 hertz. 432 hertz is the frequency of the universe, frequency of love. You see it in a lot of meditations. Music in this vibration, or just listening to this vibrational frequency, period, will help raise your vibration. It will relax you, make you feel good. People wonder, a lot of you guys watch anime. Anime music is made in 432 hertz. So you may be wondering, why do I feel so good when I listen to anime music? Oh my God, it's something different. Because of the vibrational frequency that it's being played in, because they use natural instruments over there to create their music, okay? So frequencies greatly impact your mindset, and they greatly impact your vibration. And what this program, again, is going to do for you, it's going to give you the tools and methods and everything that you need to help guide you in learning and helping you learn how to manifest, okay? So if you guys are interested in this free soul reading, if you guys are interested in having a manifestation method that will truly help you, make sure you guys go check out both links that are in the description. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you all enjoyed this video on the Anunnaki. Peace. Top Spiritual, and I'm back with another video, man. Simple. Now today I'm going to talk to you guys about the Anunnaki creation story and how the modern human came to be on this planet and why, okay? Now I'm going to do this video a little different. I'm going to read my notes and I'm going to elaborate on them so you can get a clear and better understanding of the information I'm going to give you. Now I want you to understand this. I'm not telling you this information for you to believe it. I'm telling you this information so you can have an understanding of what the truth is, because this is the reality. I see a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers, I'm not gonna name no names, not bashing anybody, but they are going off the mindset of this pro-black agenda towards white people, that white people don't have souls, they can't ascend, etc., and that the Anunnaki are going to come back here and take all the black people away. I'm going to be very blunt. That's not true. The Anunnaki are not coming back on December 21st. They're not. They're not. I know a lot of people that they may upset a lot of people, but once you research the information I'm going to give you, once you read the Lost Book of Enki, you will get a clear understanding of what the truth is. Because I can give you the information. I can tell you these things. It may resonate with you, but it will, nothing I say will truly resonate with you as much as it would if you found this information out and discovered it, that this was the truth for yourself. Okay? Now, to get into this, for those that don't know who the Anunnaki are, I'm going to be very brief with this introduction. I'm going to be very brief, all right? The Anunnaki come from a planet called Nibiru. Nibiru is on an elliptical orbit that comes within our solar system every 3,600 years. It's the reason for the Great Flood, and I'm going to make a whole video on that. Now, the Anunnaki had an issue on their planet. They had a breach in Nibiru's atmosphere. And this breach was eventually going to become so big that life would not be able to be there. They would have to leave or find a new planet. Now, one of the Anunnaki called Alelu, whose face is also on Mars, I made a whole video about that. He came to Earth, he discovered gold. He lost a battle with Anu, the king of Nibiru, so he was exiled. So while he was exiled, he came to Earth. Well, I'm gonna back up a little bit. He came to the asteroid belt, used lasers from his ship, shot through the asteroid belt, created a path, and then came to Earth. I'm going to get to the asteroid belt later and how that came to be. He then came to Earth, he found gold, he contacted Nibiru, he contacted Anu, and Anu eventually sent his sons, Enki and Enlil. Enki was Satan, what some know as Satan. Enlil is Yahweh. These are the real names. Enlil, Enki. Research these things, okay? Enki is Satan, Enlil is Yahweh. Research these things, all right? So they came to Earth. And I'm going to speed up now because I don't want to be regurgitating the same information I've already put in another video. But Anu came to Earth. He came to Earth to oversee the gold extraction and make sure everything was going well, to make sure everything was going good. There weren't no altercations, there weren't no conflicts, none of that, because they were in desperate need to have this gold to repair the breach in Nibiru's atmosphere. Okay? Trucks like that sounds so bad. Like they but anyways, Anu came to Earth to make sure everything was good with the gold extraction. Now, while Enki, what people call Satan, while he was on Earth, he discovered, I'm gonna back up a little bit. The Gigi were low-ranking Anunnaki that were the ones that were mining the gold to go back to Nibiru. Here's the issue though. Their bodies were used to a completely different atmosphere than what was of Earth. So the conditions were bad for them. They were terrible. And they began to complain to Enki and Enlil and the other high-ranking Anunnaki that they were not going to be able to keep this up. So Enki and Enlil knew they had to do something, but they kind of butted heads on what was eventually done. Now Enki, while he was out, he noticed Homo erectus, cavemen, beings that were covered in fur. And he also noticed how they walk, how their heads were upright to the cosmos. He also noticed animal life, how they walked on their front hands, how they walked with their bellies to the earth. He noticed this. And he then created an idea that, hey, let's infuse our genetics with the genetics of the Homo erectus, cavemen, and create the modern human so we can have workers that will help us mine the gold. Okay? Now, this is where Enki and Enlil butted heads. Enlil did not want to do this because Enlil said that it's pretty much only for the creator to create life. And he was also worried that these primitive workers that they were creating, the modern humans, would become slaves. Because this is going to be interesting for you. Slavery once existed on Nibiru. Think about that. The most heinous thing that has ever happened, besides the Holocaust, on this planet, originated on Nibiru. That's crazy. Now, Enki then explained to Enlil that they were not going to be slaves. They were going to be helpers. Okay? The two butted heads, they went at it for a while, but eventually Enlil caved into the idea because he knew something had to be done. Otherwise, Nibiru was going to be finished. Okay? So, let me check my notes right quick. And if you see me looking down, I'm checking my notes right quick. I just want to go in order and keep this video as short as possible, structured with as most information as possible. Okay? So, oh yeah. The sixth tablet starts, and then this is explained. The Six Sumerian Tablets. When I say tablets, I'm talking about the Sumerian tablets from the Sumerians. Okay? Now, this is what you got to understand. The Anunnaki, they travel planet to planet, across the universe, across the galaxy. They did. But the rule was to never interfere with a being's evolution on their planet. Let me go deeper so you can understand. You see how we're humans here, right? ETs are not allowed to come in and just give us things that'll jumpstart our evolution just like that. That's against the rules. Because it bumps heads with our free will. It does. We're supposed to reach these levels on our own. But since the Anunnaki were in such desperate need, and they knew if they didn't do something, and if they didn't use Homo erectus, cavemen, they didn't do this, it was not going to be possible for them to stay on their planet Nibiru. Okay? So, this is what happened. They gathered some of the Homo erectus, male and female, put them in cages, and they took them to the pyramids. Some say a cave, but they took them to the pyramids. The pyramids are not just a tomb for mummies. That's something that mainstream media said to get you to just, oh, they just bury. They're not going to build something that big just to bury somebody in, okay? The pyramids on this planet align with the pyramids that's on Mars. Pyramids on both planets align with the Orion constellation. That is not a coincidence, okay? That's not a coincidence. Look into this. But they brought these beings to the pyramids. And then Enki then noticed that, hey, their male hoods, their female hoods look just like ours. And then Ninmah, one of the high-ranking Anunnaki, and she might have been Enki and Enlil's sister, I'm not too sure, might. She said that, hey, these beings look similar to the beings that were on our planet early on in our evolution. Now you may say, hold up. How can these Homo erectus look similar to the beings that were on Nibiru? And Nibiru is so far away. Now let's take it back a little bit. There was a planet called Tiamat that was right where this Earth is. Nibiru came from the outskirts of our solar system and struck Tiamat twice. The first time it struck Tiamat, it created the asteroid belt. And it left a piece of the planet right there. It went out. It then came back. The next time it struck Tiamat, it seeded the basic organisms of life from Nibiru on this planet. Those organisms eventually evolved to Homo erectus. So this is why Ninmah and Enki noticed that, hey, they look similar to us. And because we, at that point, look similar to them, it will be, they assumed it will be easier, which it was, easier for them to infuse their DNA with ours and create the modern human. Okay? Now, that's how the asteroid belt really got there. It's broken fragments from a planet. Okay? Now, let me check my notes right quick. The Anunnaki put some of the cases. Okay, I got that. Okay, I got that. Okay, moving on. Again, Enki was for the creation of modern humans. Enlil was not. That's very important that you remember that, because eventually Enki and Enlil are going to get into wars. All right, Sodom and Gomorrah. That was a war between Enki and Enlil, where they dropped nuclear bombs. Nuclear bombs, just like the Americans used in the world wars. Okay, that's very important, but I'm gonna make another video on that. All right, after getting approval of Enki. Okay, eventually, after Enki got the approval of Enlil, they began genetically engineering humans by, let me see, how can I put this? The female Anunnaki were then impregnated by the, using genetics, not as in they had sex with them, but using test tubes and all that. They were then impregnated with the reproductive semen of the male Homo erectus, okay? They had a child, but the child did not come out the way that Anunnaki wanted. It did not even close. Now, let me check my notes. Then, Enki then attempted to impregnate the female Homo erectus, but the kids came out deformed. So after they tried to impregnate the female Anunnaki and it failed, they tried to impregnate the female Homo erectus and it failed because the children came out deformed. So at this point, they're frustrated. They are, because time's running out. The Gigi are getting more and more hostile because they do not want to keep doing this work on this planet because it's really killing them. Okay, so Ninmah then impregnated herself, but the kid grew too fast and it did not look like the Anunnaki at all. The lifespan was too fast, and it didn't even, the child didn't even favor the Anunnaki. So at this point, they're growing more and more frustrated. All right. Enki and Ninmah constantly tried breeding but failed. Enki then told Ninmah they needed to use the essence of the earth. This is what I want you to understand. They were trying to create a modern human on this planet using the essence from another planet. Doesn't work like that. They needed to use the essence of this planet for a human, for a modern human, and for life to be on this planet. Okay? This is why I don't understand when people say that the Anunnaki are going to come back and take black people off this planet and go somewhere. I don't understand that. We are genetically tied to this planet. Especially women, are heavily genetically tied to the moon. You take the moon away, women cannot even become pregnant. Not possible. Okay? So, Ninmah formed a female clay vessel and fertilized egg, and it was implanted into herself. All right? It was successful, but something was still wrong with the child. Now, they eventually kept trying and kept trying and kept trying, and they succeeded. Because they used the essence of this planet, they were able to create the modern human. All right? So, some of you may pick up on this, some of you may not. The first male modern human on this planet, his name was Adamu. What does Adamu sound like? Adamu. What does that sound like? Sounds like Adam. Well, where have you heard that name from? You see? And the first female modern human was named Tiamat. Okay? So, moving on. 7 female Anunnaki were then born and eventually procreated. However, they weren't producing offspring. Now, let me break this down a little more. They were able to have children. The Anunnaki were able to have modern humans. But the issue was, when those modern humans tried to have children, they were not able to have kids. That was an issue, because the Anunnaki need them to have kids so they can make more modern humans to help them. Now, let me make sure I got this right. Ningishita, otherwise known as Thoth, then took the essence from Enki's rib. What does this story sound similar to? He took the essence from Enki's rib and inserted it into Adamu. The same was done for Nema and Tiamat, and humanity was created. They took the essence of Enki's rib and Nema's rib and inserted it into Tiamat and Adamu, and then they were able to procreate. And that's how the modern human was created and able to reproduce, thanks to the Anunnaki. All right, let me keep going. I'm not done yet. Adamu and Tiamat were then free to roam the earth. They then discovered that they were naked and started clothing themselves with leaves and other things. What does that sound similar to? You see, the Bible, I'm not saying you shouldn't read it, but the information in the Bible came from somewhere. And when you read the lost book of Enki, that's going to become more and more clear to you, okay? Now, when Tiamat and Adamu started clothing themselves, Enlil noticed this. And he was like, how do they have the awareness to know that they are naked? So then Enki and Nema told him what they did, and that they extracted their life essence from their ribs into them, giving them the ability to procreate. This infuriated Enlil. They began getting into a large shouting battle. They did. But eventually Enlil calmed down, because at the end of the day, they needed these workers in order to save their planet. All right, moving on. Adamu and Tiamat, oh, hold up, I'm skipping something. Enlil then ordered that Tiamat and Adamu be banned from Eden. Okay, moving on. Adamu and Tiamat had 3 children, and the Anunnaki were 3 generations deep, and Nibiru was fastly approaching. Okay, so Adamu and Tiamat, the first 2 modern humans, had 3 children, and at this time the Anunnaki were 3 generations deep onto Earth. Okay, and Nibiru was fastly approaching. All right, now I want you guys to understand this. This is where I'm going to get into how white people got to this planet, okay? Understand this. Everybody talking about this, white people were genetically created to enslave black people. That's not true at all, okay? White people got here through the Eve gene of black women. You got a black male, black female. They have 2,000 children. 2 of those children will come out blonde hair, blue eyes. But if you take a white woman and a white male, they can never produce a black child, okay? Which means that white people came from us. When I'm talking about us, I'm not talking about of a universal sense. I'm talking about from the physical nature. They came from us. White people are not these evilly genetically created people that have no souls that were sent here to enslave black people. That's not true, okay? Enki had a baby by a modern human earth woman. He did. I'm going to give you a name. Enki seduced a earth female called Bathsheba and gave birth to the first white baby. This happened 396 years after 396,000 years after the Anunnaki were on Earth. She gave birth to the first white baby. Now, for the sake of understanding, I'm going to call that baby Noah. And that's how the first white human came to this planet, by way of the Eve gene from 2 black individuals. Because you got to understand this, the Anunnaki are melanated people, but because of the Eve gene, the first white baby was born on this planet. So all this talk you hear about white people not having souls, they can't ascend, that's not true. It's not true at all. Okay, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And I want you guys to notice something. I stopped right when Nibiru was approaching Earth. I'm going to make a completely separate video on the Great Flood, how that happened, why it happened. Okay, according to the lost book of Enki, the Sumerian Tablets, I'm going to break that down in a different video. Okay, anyways, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys go research the Anunnaki. I hope I explained this. I know it wasn't a perfect explanation, but I hope you guys have a better understanding of the lost book of Enki and how things truly transpired and how the modern human was truly created. Okay, we were created by the Anunnaki in order to help them mine gold for their planet Nibiru. White people came here by way of the Eve gene from black women. Okay, research these things. We all came from the Anunnaki. We're all equal. We are all one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. I really do. And I want to say something. I was going to say something, but I'm not. I'm not going to say something. That's going to be a different video. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure that subscribe button that's popping up somewhere on your screen. And if you want another video to watch, click that video that's popping up somewhere on your screen. I'm unable to monetize right now, but I do have a donation link in the description to my Cash App. Anything donated to my Cash App will go towards me getting better equipment so I can better edit videos and bring better content to you guys. I've received about I received about 6 donations so far, and thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Ty Spiritual signing out, bro. Simple.